Well, we begin this edition with some breaking news. Coming in, the Enforcement Directorate has filed a charge sheet in the Kerala gold smuggling case. The charge sheet mentions kickbacks that were received by Sivasankar and Suresh in connection with the Life Mission scam. We'll try and go across to my colleague Ashwin. This is what we do know at this point in time. 60 days of his custody will get over on Tuesday. That's with regards to Sivasankar. 1,000-page charge sheet that implicates Sivasankar to have got about 1 crore rupees as kickbacks. We'll try and go across to Ashwin for getting us the latest. Ashwin, break it down for our viewers as far as this charge sheet is concerned. This is certainly, it is worrisome for the left-front government, given the fact that you've had someone who's considered to be close to the Chief Minister has also been charge-sheeted.
Yes, Shravan, definitely. It looks like the Enforcement Directorate is having a field day today. So with the second charge sheet that they have submitted, it is a clear, this 1,000-page charge sheet, it is divided into 3 parts. So, some parts that we have been scanning through, and it contains very, very, very interesting, interrogation details of Sivasankar. So, it clearly shows, to put it very simple, it clearly shows how Sivasankar has received money as kickbacks. And this has been clearly pointed out. That means the Enforcement Directorate has attached 1 crore of the total 1.85 crore found in locker facility of Suresh to that of Sivasankar. Now that has been proved by the Enforcement Directorate charge sheet. That is number one. Second thing, there has been a series of interrogation which Enforcement Directorate has done. And some of the interrogation, because earlier we were always breaking that Enforcement Directorate has got new digital evidences and they have been confronting it with Sivasankar. Now we know exactly what are the digital evidences and chats they actually got. So it's very interesting. On the day, on 5th, for instance, on 5th August, Swapna sends a message to Sivasankar saying, "Can I confess?" To which he replies, you should try it. So this was just few days. On 11th of August, Swapna Suresh was arrested by the NIA. 4 days, 5 days before that, this is the chat that has been sent. So like this, there are series of chats which are mentioned in this charge sheet, very detailed charge sheet, in which Sivasankar, for most of the charges, when the Enforcement Directorate ask him, what is it, this chat? The reply most of the time M. Sivasankar gives is that this question is out of your limitation. It is not confined to what ED is actually probing at. This is the reply most of the time he has been giving. That means the Chief Minister's right-hand man is seriously in trouble. He has not been able to answer the pointed questions which the Enforcement Directorate had been asking him, and all that is reflected in this charge sheet, especially the kickbacks. There has been very, very serious charges in terms of M. Sivasankar saying that he is not aware of who the Life Mission contractor is, but the chats which have been revealed says otherwise. So to put it very short and small, M. Sivasankar has been trying to defend, but the mounting evidences which are mentioned in this charge sheet, just by a cursory look at it, it shows that there is enough evidence for him to implicate M. Sivasankar in this case. Shravan.
Well, also, Ashwin, just for our viewers who are tuning in right now, the significance of this Kerala gold scam case, because you've had the right-hand man of the Chief Minister being implicated in this particular case, but he's all this while distanced himself. What are the kind of evidence that has been adduced in the charge sheet that has been filed by the Enforcement Directorate? But before that, let me also go across to Mr. C.P. John, who's joining us on the phone line. Mr. John, this is undoubtedly a big setback for the left-front government, given the fact that the right-hand man of the Chief Minister has been implicated.
Yeah, we were waiting for the last 6 months for the charge sheet. Now, finally, the charge sheet clearly says that there was a kickback and it is worth 1 crore. What is the reaction of the Chief Minister and what is the reaction of CPM regarding this? This is my question. Now, this is one of the biggest scams ever we had inside the sacrosanctum of Kerala politics, that is Chief Minister's office. So I am not repeating the demand for resignation from the Chief Minister or the ouster by the CPM because they are acquainted to such scams. But the people of Kerala should come forward and think that this government should go at least in the next elections.
Mr. John, one quick question before I let you go back. The Enforcement Directorate is clearly saying that there are kickbacks that have been received by Swapna, Suresh and for that matter Sivasankar. Don't you think somewhere down the line that the government at the end of the day, the government of the day is answerable?
Yeah, absolutely. The government of Kerala is responsible for this kickback. And the left front should reply to the questions raised by the Enforcement Directorate. But I do not expect anything from the left front or from the CPM because they are in highs after the elections in the local government.
Well, thank you very much,
Hello.
Mr. John, for joining us on the phone line. As far as this entire matter is concerned, this certainly raises some very uncomfortable questions for the Kerala government. We'll try and go across to Ashwin, who's getting us the details as far as this chargesheet is concerned. But before that, let me go across to Mr. Kurian, who's joining us on the phone line. Mr. Kurian, thank you very much for speaking to Republic TV. This is a massive development, given the fact that the opposition parties have essentially been demanding that there should be a transparent approach that should be adopted by the government. Here you have the right-hand man of the Chief Minister being named in the charge sheet that has been filed by the Enforcement Directorate.
Yes, Sivasankar, he was the Principal Secretary to the Chief Minister. He was arrested and now charge sheeted. And it is very clear that the Chief Minister's office was involved in this gold smuggling. And another, his additional secretary also being questioned. And the CPM leaders are telling that in the local body elections, they got some seats. That is why they got through the political examination and got the people's will. In the case of criminal cases, we cannot accept it. If it was regarding a policy or passing an act, we can say that the people of Kerala accepted that. Now it is a criminal case, and like Lalu Prasad Yadav, when he was charge sheeted, he was elected, and his wife was elected and 2-3 times. After that, he had to go to the jail. The same thing will happen in Kerala also. It was a local body election. It was not a political race or something. It was merely on the basis of the local issues. That is why now the charge sheet against Sivasankar and Swapna, the government of Kerala, they have to answer the questions regarding this. And if Chief Minister, they have some moral values, he should resign for this. His Principal Secretary was involved in this case.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. George Kurian, for joining us on the phone line. The Enforcement Directorate filing a charge sheet in the Kerala gold scam. This earlier in the day, the AD had also attached fixed deposits along with seized cash that was recovered from the bank lockers that was totaling around 1.85 crore rupees in the Kerala gold smuggling case. 1 crore, which the Enforcement Directorate belongs to M. Sivasankar, the former Principal Secretary to the Chief Minister of Kerala. In fact, M. Sivasankar and Swapna Suresh has now been named in the charge sheet.